peace and progress can only be truly achieved through unity and looking at the same direction. The Banwaan tribe is one of the largest tribes in Agusan del Sur, mostly found in the municipalities of San Luis and Esperanza. Banwaan comes from the word banwa, which means village. They are a tribe rich in culture and abundant natural resources in their ancestral domain that serve as their source of life. The tribe continues to protect their customary laws, practices, traditions, and ancestral domain for the future generations. However, due to its geographical location, their communities are continually being threatened by armed conflict, resulting to a divide in their tribe, displacement in their communities, and weakening of their political structure. Given the present condition, the tribal leaders found the need to conduct a dialogue to address the issues at hand.
Mag-unsa man ang atong pagpaningkamot, bisag unsaon natong pagpaningkamot, kung ginahulga gihapon kita sa kakuyaw, tungod sa atong dili maayos nga pisan order, wala gyapon tayo mahimo.
On April 16 to 20, 2016, the tribal datus were gathered for a dialogue in Barangay Mahagsay in the municipality of San Luis, province of Agusan del Sur. The activity was called Sayuda Daw Bontula, Pamaliskad. The said activity was conducted in partnership with the Office of the Presidential Advisor on the Peace Process, the Spanish International Cooperation Agency for Development, and the National Commission on Indigenous Peoples. This was also made possible through the convergence of efforts of the provincial government of Agusan del Sur and other government agencies. The main objectives of the event are to strengthen the indigenous political structure, to validate the indigenous people's mandatory representative, to build alliances between and among the Banwaans and its neighboring tribes, and to discuss the peace and order situation in every territory. The Sayuda started with the conduct of a ritual called Panumaid. The Panumaid is done to seek permission from the spirits of their ancestors so that they will be guided in the conduct of the Pamaliskad. This was done by Dato Artemio Saya Saya by killing a boar and getting the liver, kundilas, and bile.
Naapay mga tradisyon na wala pa masulbad. Nagibiyaan na lang sa mga tigulang. Ngunit problema.
Through this, Dato Saya Saya interpreted that there are people or organizations planning to destroy the leadership. He added that this is the time that the communities should work hand in hand to strengthen the leadership.
Maniyaya ko, manuhod ako.
On the second day of the gathering, the invited tribes did the pangagda, a tribal practice wherein the invited guests, before entering the venue, state their origin, history, and role in the tribe through chanting. It is also a way of expressing their support to the activity and gratitude to the host tribe for inviting them. Before the formal activity began, the tribal leaders conducted the Pamulisong ritual. This ritual was intended for the cleansing of all negative spirits that might hinder the whole activity.
Digbalai yon sa sinaludang ko si digbalai. Naahain. Kaiyan unikyas.
In the afternoon, the tribal leaders conducted again a ritual called Panlitob.
Napabubulus ka dun tag ka idahat, ta iniyon su ka idaha, igpanhudan tam mga solo da indaw tam mga batay.
This is done by the Datu by burying a piglet in the land to bury all the conflicts that cause chaos in the tribe. After the rituals, the tribal leaders started their initial discussion on the issues and concerns.
Katondok ang iya. Pagbabalaki. Well, abis ka idaham mawaswas. Impak kamulamu. Impak kumang liwan.
On the third day of the activity, the tribal leaders conducted the Pangbotwa ritual. This ritual was conducted by the tribes of the Higaonon, Manobo, and Talaandig to assist the family of Napungahan in the strengthening of their leadership. The tribal leaders killed 2 boars to offer for the sacred ritual to serve as a formal recognition of the newly appointed Katangkawan. After the conduct of the ritual, the tribal leaders continued discussing the issues and concerns of the community.
Sa kanakatuyot ayan, amin maglubogin nga kalutan niya.
Pero sa kanya purpose papa, adi ini guys, ikan in political structure lang ini ha. Padumulan ko gobyerno.
Sa gusto no adisir ka makaling ko diya kaya masab ka pagkatawan so kalutan.
On the morning of the 4th day, the Pamaliskad was conducted. The Pamaliskad is the highlight of the 4-day activity, since it was during this time that the newly appointed Katangkawan was given recognition by the tribal datus present. The newly installed tribal leaders were given bronze bracelets called the Timusog. This symbolized the role and commitment of the tribal leaders.
Unique yung mga area na ganito, sir, na yung civil peace na concern nila is connected sa parang indigenous way nila. Kasi tingnan nyo, sir, yung Katangkawan nila siya mismo yung country dito. Yung doon din sa Policarpo. Kasi sila na matagal na, siguro I'm assuming maliliit pa yan sila, naintindihan na nila na role talaga nila yan na magprotekta sa area nila. Kaya nagsundalo din.
Dato makabanhaw siya na kabaluan na kay sa may country dire. So siya mo mag-training o seminar, agi niyang seminar. Okay. Pag maghawid mo og armas, dili siya basta-basta. Pag wala kay seminar o wala kay knowledge, di ba? Okay.
In the afternoon of the 4th day, the issues and concerns were presented to the participants. Among the issues and concerns raised are the following: peace and order, farm-to-market roads, bridges, educational scholarship, additional school buildings, additional IP teachers, post-harvest facilities, fast-tracking of the Kadi delineation, economic development, social security, and other legal matters.
Yan taiman ko sikit miglain-lain sa kanita pag dumala ko tribo nang kalain sa istruktura ko higaon no nang kalain sudoong ko manubo nang kalain sudoong ko banwaon naso kanita banwaon na yan na ini so kanita pangulo ko tribo yan na so inikagi Katangkawan so sa nakausap dun ta ini na yan si Dato Makabanhawa si Wilfredo Napungahan na pinamata ni Amaya si Dato Madagsangan Mayo na pungahan. Tungod kay iyan daan sikan, ya doon daan ko kaliwat, tibali so kanito ko successor siya na.
Basically, ang pinaka-structure is sa ako lang pong na-experience, dili kayo pag-utro. So regardless kung bisag kinsa nga mapuli-puli nga mga tao diyan, pero parang Katangkawan, tumuay, kanang mga dagkon, sa una ragid na nga mga trabahoon, naisgutan sa mga katigulangan, kung gidawat ba na nga, kana nga mga tawana, di ba? Ano po na ang purpose, Pamaliskad.
The resolutions and petitions crafted during the discussion will be presented to the concerned government agencies, such as the Department of Health, the Department of Environment and Natural Resources, the Department of Social Welfare and Development, the Department of Public Works and Highways, the Office of the Presidential Advisor on the Peace Process, the Department of the Interior and Local Government, Commission on Higher Education, the Department of Education, the National Commission on Indigenous Peoples, Commission on Human Rights, the Department of Agriculture, the Armed Forces of the Philippines, the Philippine National Police, the Technical Education and Skills Development Authority, the Department of Trade and Industry, the Cooperative Development Authority, the Department of Energy, the National Electrification Agency, non-governmental organizations, and civil society organizations.
Mahatagan unta ug pagtagad ang among kalsada og tulay. Mahatagan pud unta ni og kuryente ang akong panawagan sa panggamhanan nga unta mahatagan og pagtagad ang among mga problema sa tribo sama sa among county delineation nga unta mapadali ang pagpatitulo sa among yutang kabilin na unta nga mailapod ang among IPS o Indigenous Political Structure ug ilahon pod sa panggamhanan ang among Indigenous Defense System aron maprotektahan o magbantay sa among palibot within diha sa among ancestral domain.
Aside from the Pamaliskad, a medical mission was also conducted to address the basic and immediate health concerns of the community. Overall, the activity was able to bring out the sentiments and concerns of the tribal leaders from the different communities. Undoubtedly, they seek to have their right to self-determination recognized as provided for in the IPRA law and to achieve peace in their communities. The conduct of the Sayuda daw Bontula is only the beginning of a series of efforts to achieve long-lasting peace and continuous development in the community.